But yes to both.
His name is Doug Schoen, by the way. Welcome back, Doug.
Thank you, Stuart.
This is, for folks like you and a lot of other people in New York, New Jersey, California, etc., this is bad news indeed.
Very bad news. The Republicans have said that every American will get a tax cut. Not true.
Right.
For people like me, people in California, Connecticut, New Jersey, who are self-employed, the elimination of the deduction for state and local taxes is a disaster.
Yep.
It's going to lead people like me to seriously consider moving to places like Florida or Nevada, low-tax states. The emails I've been getting from my friends and colleagues have suggested how serious self-employed people take it, high-wage earners take it. And, Stuart, I'll make a prediction here. I think we're going to get very few Republicans in those high-tax states voting for this plan for a couple of reasons. One, they're going to hear from their constituents, and two, it could be really an existential threat to their political careers if they vote yes.
At the moment, they're going to get rid of the deduction entirely for state and local
Right.
income taxes.
Yes, sir.
But there's word that they will keep the deduction for property tax payments up to $10,000.
Right.
That's not much of a sop to give to New Jersey Republicans and New York Republicans.
It isn't. I was surprised to hear Congressman Reed's initial reaction because, again, I think there are 20 Republicans in California and New York.
Right.
I don't see how
30.
many.
It's 30.
30. Okay, I stand corrected.
Yep.
But I think it's going to be very hard for those, except those in the most rock-ribbed Republican districts, to vote for
in low-income districts. We've talked to a congressman out of New Jersey. They are Republicans. They represent a relatively low-income district where it wouldn't have that big an impact, especially if you keep the deduction for property taxes.
Fair point, with one caveat.
Yes.
The donors are all high income.
Yeah.
They live in New York, California, Connecticut, New Jersey. They're going to be howling like I am.
That's such a good point, because the donors control the money flow into politics.
Precisely.
And they will have their way.
I ultimately believe they will, especially with House members who are much closer to the people, much closer to the grassroots, and much more in need every 2 years of campaign funds.
Now, if you had to move out of New York City, would you go to Texas or would you go to Florida? I know the answer, Florida.
Florida, absolutely.
What's wrong with Texas?
Well, I have a place in Florida already. It is a hospitable environment, and it's only 2.5 hours away from getting to the set. So I think I could find my way to do that once a week if you'll have me.
We will consider opening a bureau in Florida.
Well, there is one in Miami, but being face-to-face with you and Ashley is hard to replicate.
I'm joking, but there would be an exodus.
No, you're not.
There would be.
There really
and that's
will be.
a huge issue
It is.
for New York City. And, you know, one of the things, having a left-wing, almost socialist mayor in New York, Bill de Blasio, I'm surprised we haven't heard him howling about this because he needs the tax base.
Yeah. And California.
Yes.
There's going to be they'll go to Texas.
Texas or Nevada.
Texas or Nevada. New Yorkers and Massachusetts folks, they'll go to Florida.
Absolutely.
But, you know, I'm kind of joking about it, but I'm serious.
I am too. I mean, I have to tell you, when you look at the implications for those of us self-employed, have had great success, very proud of it, the cost of running a business is such that it makes it almost
well, it's not profitable.
Right.
It's not you don't make anything for heaven's sake. You put in all this effort, and guys like you work 12, 13, 14 hours a day. Every day. You always do.
Right.
Why should you not earn some income which you keep?
Stuart,
why are you a Democrat? I don't get it. Why the devil are you a Democrat?
Because there used to be a Democratic Party that was committed to social justice, capitalism, and a strong national defense. You're looking to what's left of that party, me and maybe 4 or 5 others.
You're going to leave. You
Well,
will. You will leave.
Stuart, give me a centrist alternative, and I'll be at the head of the pack.
The centrist alternative is Donald Trump's Republican Party.
Don't see that at all, Stuart.
Yes, it is.
I don't believe that.
He came out with a middle-class tax cut. It's nothing to do with the upper classes. They lose on this. It's a middle-class tax cut, as promised. He's going to grow the economy, as promised.
And it's probably good for corporations. I'll say that, too.
Yeah.
But you know what?
What's wrong with that? It's all America. They're doing well.
What's wrong with that is because you shouldn't have a class-based program that takes the job creators and slams them.
I'll tell you one problem that I do see here, and that is that you're now this deal will concentrate taxpayers in a very small minority of the country. At the moment, what is it? The top 20% of income earners pay 95% of all the tax. That's going to change. It's going to be the top 10% of income earners who pay 90% of all the tax.
Right.
That's very dangerous. You don't want to get into that situation, do you?
No, because you want the people who earn the income, create the jobs, grow the businesses, engage in capital formation. You want them to have an incentive, not a disincentive.
Okay, well, just stick around New York for long enough to make a few more appearances on that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You're in. Okay.